There we go. Put a little bump music on. Welcome one, welcome all. Come on in. Let's go. Yes, it's late. What's going on, Saint? Now, shout out to my mods. I have the greatest mods. How you doing? Good evening. Y'all, I have gone through my settings a million times. And cleared out. And I'm looking at it now, and it's cleared. The community moderation part, I cleared it out. Because I don't know why some of your comments are not showing up. And there's nothing in my hidden users. No one is, aside from the code leader. There's no one else is blocked like that. So I can't tell you why I'm not able to see some of you all's comments, but I cleared it out. So hopefully that works. Because I want to be able to see you guys' comments because we got some FBI documents to go in. Yeah, I'm so excited. My camera's freezing on me. I don't know why. I see it. It's giving some lag. Is it still lagging? What's going on, MC? How y'all doing? Oh, I saw, Saint. I am so proud of you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Listen, I've apologized as well. I just, like I said, I want to get to a point as a content creator where, I recognize we all have a voice, but I want mine to at least, have some positive effect and impact. People piss me off, but it's like, I don't, if you look at what am I really upset about with this person, if it turns out to be something that can, it's not even worth being mad about, it's time to apologize and mend some bridges and get past things. That's kind of my belief on it. This is YouTube, and yet we spend a lot of time on here, but we do understand that we still have real life. And my grandmother taught me, never let anyone or anything cause you to lose out on your blessing. Never know how, we can be a blessing to each other. So I don't want to have beef or issues with content creators. I really don't. But, if you're out here breaking laws and hurting people, that's a whole nother thing. So it just, but yes, I think we've all kind of came together and, apologized to those, especially when, she never really did anything wrong to me directly. We all talk shit, so I apologize to her. She's apologized to me. And I hope you guys can, if you can take a lead from that and let's work together to fight a bigger problem, if I may say. But thank you. That does mean a lot to me. And you guys mean a lot to me here. All 27,000 of you. Because the Lady Luck Club is blessed and growing. Sometimes you just got to tell the devil he's a liar. And let God handle the rest. And he is. And this channel is growing. If you guys haven't noticed, Umar Johnson is like making head waves. And I mean, I've done 2 good videos on him so far. Maybe 3. Man, those videos are taking off. But people are tired of being taken advantage of and being scammed by his weird ass. So, he's such a clown. Prince of pan crust pizza. So hopefully I can see everyone's comments. If someone is speaking, you guys notice, someone say, hey, Lady Luck, and I don't say anything. It's because I don't see the comment. So please let me know, okay? I know Wyoming gal was in the chat in the last live. I couldn't see Wyoming gal's comments at all. And like I said, nothing except the person they need to be blocked is blocked, but no one else is blocked. So hopefully that issue is rectified. That's all I can hope for. All right, y'all, we have some information. Man, they're changing their pleas, and I got the documents, and I'm gonna go through a few other documents just to kind of show what was going on with the investigation as far as I could pull up. This is still a ongoing active FBI investigation with both Freeman and Lacy pillow top ass. So understand that, the there we go. All right. So yeah, understand there are some documents I couldn't get. Like I saw like bail bond information, like the title of the document, but I couldn't get the document itself because it was restricted. So some documents I really wanted to see were restricted, and I respect that. I'm not gonna, it's an FBI investigation. You can't, even if you did a FOIA for it, they wouldn't give it to you because it's related to an FBI investigation. Just like the FBI subpoena that I FOIA'd with the FBI for what was served to the Illinois DCEO. That's a state government agency. And because that is related to an ongoing FBI investigation, they could not send me a copy of that subpoena. So 28 people in here. I know it's late. Hit the like button. That's how this gonna go. Hit that like button. Because you're not gonna see information like this every day. Hit the like button, come out of the bushes. You want to talk and comment and chat, please do so. How you doing, Tanya? I'm just speaking to everybody. How you doing, Tanya? How's it going? Good evening to everyone. MC Heavyweighter. Yo, what's good, people? What's happening, LLC? FBI documents. Hit the like button on the way in. Let's get in. Let's get in here. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Oh, my good Lord. God, good. Hey, Enrique. Oh, man. Thank you all so much. I have some of the greatest minds ever. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Oh, you guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. Made me smile like a proud papa. I know. I actually was able to catch some of Concha's live stream earlier today, and then I did watch the video after it was done. I still work during the day, so I was multitasking, just listening, but I wanted to, give a salute to her and everyone in the chat, and it was a good video. It was a really good video. And the one that she did regarding January 6th was very, very, it was very, very touching. And I've shared with you all how it has impacted me and my loved ones, my mom. I mean, it's not something people are going to ever be able to forget, no matter how hard you try. So, hey, Janice Green, how you doing? Hey, Jeff. Hello, all. This is what I love to see. Everybody coming in together just to get some great information, to have great conversation. John QQ, what's happening? From New York. Salute to you. Shout out to New York. Now I think about when people come in from New York, I immediately think about Hannibal. Hannibal is hungry. He's in New York. Hey, Hannibal. How you doing, sweetheart? So happy you guys chose to tune in. I know it's late, but I got some great information, and I put up the post. I told you all we would go live and we would go over it. My apologies for being as late as I am. I really did not want to be this late. I have a couple other videos I need to do. I still have not been able to finish up my Nature Boy series on show 6. And then, Umar Johnson put out a new video. He put out a new video and it was just hilarious. He gave everybody the dookie finger, the middle finger. I call it the dookie finger. He looks like he needs a whole bath. He mad at the world because ain't nobody funding his lifestyle like that no more. I give a damn about his tantrum. Umar, you too big and too old and too scruff and McGruff to be throwing a tantrum. Get over it. Oh man, amen, amen. Hey all, hey Dave, how you doing? I'm late again. You haven't missed out on anything. You're right on time. Just doing intros. Thank you all for the mods. Thank you all for the members. Thank you all so much. As always, I tell you all that there's a $25 goal in the live stream to help take care of the StreamYard, Xfinity, other bills, light bill, things that it takes to fundamentally and realistically, create the content and keep it flowing. I did have to go into Pacer today to get some of these documents. So by all means, I think it's a cost like 10 cents per sheet, something like that. But that's what, the contributions here go towards. And if anybody wants to see a receipt or the Xfinity bill or even my light bill, I mean, it's laughable, but you can see it. I don't mind. I do not mind. So thank you all so much. We're going to get into it. Got the tea? Yes, I do. I got it. How's it going? Everybody doing okay? First day of school for a lot of kids. Everybody going back to school and all kinds of stuff. Yeah. Am I missing something? I'm still missing comments here. Oh, did y'all watch live earlier? What happened in the live? They said she was hollering. He was shocked. Oh. Yeah, y'all know it's hard. It's so hard to share certain information because I don't want to give certain people any ideas. I'm not trying to help them. But let me just say this. I'm glad that they don't understand how court works. I'm very happy about that. What happened to them 911 attorneys they got? Oh, they can still kiss my ass. All right, so let's get 911 attorneys. What the hell? Nothing's going your way? Oh no. Oh no, it's called the Dookie finger for more than that. Oh, okay. Umar Johnson is child, he a whole pookie. That's Umar. Oh Lord. What's up, G? Did I miss something? All right, we got everybody in. Y'all make sure it's 35 people watching. Please hit that like button. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I'm not gonna hold everybody too long, but I am gonna go through some of these documents, and then it's gonna lead up to the docket entry for them changing their pleas. It's got to be like I predicted it with Keith Freeman because he was a whistleblower. Lacey Pillatop ass was stubborn as hell, y'all. And you'll see in the court documents like all of these pleadings and motions and things that the government and defense had to file in his case just for him to get to. It's like they arrived at the same conclusion around the same time, and it's so funny. Here it is. It's hilarious. It's like, why are you beating around the bush, Pillatop ass? Come on in. Now he up here beating around the bush. Oh Lord have mercy. All right, yeah, this is something else. This is something else. I could have sworn someone asked for a link. Can you guys do me a favor? Put the link to Conscious YouTube channel. Who else is a content creator in here? I'm trying to make sure I didn't miss anybody. Yeah, Billy. Oh man. Put the channel to Ryan's channel. It sounds like he was victorious today. I didn't tune into the court hearing. I don't typically do that unless I know I can sit there and watch. Because those hearings are recorded. Zoom hearings for court are treated no differently than appearing in person. So they record everything. They don't even like for you to come in with a fake name. And they have a way of finding out who the hell you are. Yeah, we bless God for the fact that that person doesn't understand how court works. But we're looking at here. Y'all, let's go. Thank you so much, Saint. I appreciate that. I have the greatest mods on YouTube, and no one will tell me anything any differently. Thank you so much. Got Jeff in here, Sane in here. Where's Laura? Let's see. I want to make sure Kundia is a great mod of mine as well. Foxy to Roxy. Dear Woke Christian, my brother in Christ, good friend. She gave you the play-by-play. Did she? Oh man. So he can. Oh man, we have all the celebrities in the house. What's going on? Please drop Random News YouTube channel in the link. You asked for a membership. When it comes to, thank you, Saint. Conscious has a second channel as well, so you guys make sure you check that out. Shout out to her. Yeah, Freaks and Frauds. That's her second channel. And let's get Random News in his link to his channel. MC Heavyweight says so he can talk about me, but I can't respond. Nope. That's what I said. Let's bless God for the fact that some people just don't know how court works or understand various orders. And I'm not going to say anything to give them any ideas either. If I want to give some pointers to Ryan, I'll just email him. I'm not going to be responsible for helping him with his case, helping cult leader with his case. I'm not going to, nope, I will not do it. You better get to reading. Look, call one of your 911 attorneys. 911. What's going on, Random News? You asked for a membership, but YouTube, you know how it is. It randomly gives them out. So if it's a video or something you want, just let me know. I'll send you the link. If you see a video, because the video thumbnail and title will still show up. You just won't be able to watch it if it's in my members only. So just email me at LadyLuckClubLLC@yahoo.com if you see a video you want to check out, or even, use. Let me know and just email it to me. I mean, I would love for you to be gifted a membership. Don't get me wrong, but YouTube, selects who gets memberships, and it's just random. So I've been saying this for 2-3 good months, ever since I could even give out memberships. It's irritating that they won't let you select who you want to give a membership to, because we all know, got cyber stalkers just subscribing and becoming members and stuff just to try to see if someone's saying a name. It's absurd. It's absurd. I'd rather do a video on Umar Johnson than to give that type of satisfaction to anybody. It's just crazy. But man, we got so much to get into, so let's get to it. And new people, bro. Sean West, enjoy your content. Thank you. I appreciate that. Everybody say hi to everybody. I appreciate that. Thank you for the love. All the stars out tonight. I know, right? I covered a good portion of the Tiffany Heenan story on my channel too. Okay, John Q has a channel. Drop the link. If you can, Saint. Is that the name of your channel, John QQ? I'll make sure the mods, please mods, drop the link to John Q's YouTube channel. Who else got YouTube channels here? Trying to watch the episode you did on me, but it's locked down. Oh, okay. Email me and just send me the name, and I'll send you the link, and you can watch it like that. Hopefully, if not, I'll privatize it, send you the link. You can download it, take it from there, record it, and then I'll just put it back on members only. But hey, if you guys want to gift memberships, I won't stop you. Maybe you get lucky. It just sucks that YouTube is so random with it. I can't control it. But yes, please email me the one you want, and I'll send you the link. If you can't watch it with the link directly, then I'll make it unlisted or private until you're able to catch it and do what you need to do. That makes sense. So thank you. I appreciate it. I'm a fan. I'm a fan, man. I'm a fan. So yeah, just email me which one you want. All right, man. This is something else. Hey, Bobo. And how goes it? Oh, I think his name carry weight. Yeah, no, you. Thank you, thank you. Yes, you absolutely. It's important to help build up, other content creators. I mean, no point in tearing each other down. This is not a competition. We don't have to be ridiculous. Take a cue from Quality. He said, I show love to everybody. I don't hate on nobody. And if people hating on me or people don't like me or something to that extent, he said, I don't know about it. So he doesn't even dwell or focus on people that hate on him, but his channel is growing. He's just, his personality and just being so loving and sharing. That's what ushers in all the blessings for him. He could easily bring in $600 to $800 in a live stream because people just see how much of a blessing he is, and he really is. Quality React, shout out to him. Mama love you. Thank you. You're welcome. Absolutely. So you guys make sure you check out Random News, Conscience, John QQ. Foxy is a mod here. She also has her own channel as well. Other great content creators out there. Ryan, as well. He has filmed a shooting in Harvey? So make sure you guys check that out. These are things that impact the community. So he's gonna put up videos on that, and we're gonna get started on what we got. I'm excited. Y'all excited? So we starting off with Lacy. I want to make sure I got as you all can see. I hope you guys can see this. So if you can't, let me know. But we're gonna start with Lacy. So I'm in full screen mode, so I can't see the chat right now. It won't let me while I have the PDF up. But as you all can see, it's case number 24-CR-00377, USA versus Lacy. Date filed August 12, 24. Date of last filing 7/30/25. So not too long ago, about a week ago. So you guys can see the history of the case and the events that have been logged. Some of the documents have no description, more than likely because they're just kind of docket entries. Just to kind of give a status on what's going on with the case. You can see a pre-trial bail report. I'm gonna zoom in. You guys can't see that, let me know. But pre-trial bail report, order, bond. Bond is one of the documents that was restricted. I couldn't get. The order setting conditions of release. Another one I don't think I could get my hands on. But these descriptions not available here. Many of that is docket entries. So just kind of logging into the case, what's going on and the status of it. And then you guys can see notice of attorney appearance. And then of course the indictment, which we did go over. If you check out my post, I put the links to the videos where I went over the indictment for both Freeman and Lacey Pilotabas. So check those out. That way you can understand exactly what the charges are that are being brought to the court from the FBI, because they are not for play. So you can see there's this designation form. Then they had a motion to withdraw as attorney. I don't know who his original attorney was, but to see an attorney withdraw from the case, and then he gets a court-appointed attorney. Under this Criminal Justice Act here, you see appointing counsel. So I don't know if it's a matter where most times if you got a financial affidavit, you're asking for, a court-appointed attorney. And this is what I was saying about this other one that got this case in Flint. You're talking about, asking for a court-appointed attorney. What happens is you get, a series of questions, and then you have to submit over a financial affidavit. That financial affidavit is you telling the court under the penalty of perjury that you are broke as hell. That's what that means. So if you file an affidavit of any sort, financial, whatever, you better be telling the damn truth or you're going to get hit with perjury. They will definitely come at you and try, especially if you have an FBI investigation ongoing. They will definitely come at you if you lie to the FBI and to the court about your finances. That's not something that, in my mind, it's not worth lying on, but people do it. I mean, clearly he's being indicted because he lied to bankruptcy court about his finances. So the fact that he had to do this now at the mercy of the court, essentially by asking for a court appointed attorney, is just ironic and laughable. It's funny how these things turn around. Lacy, pillow top ass. I have no respect for that clown. He did a lot of horrible things. But it's just mighty funny how you go from, lying about your finances in bankruptcy court to render about 8, 9 charges. Now you have to sit and speak on your finances again to get a court appointed attorney. I wouldn't take that financial affidavit serious if I were the court, which is probably one of the reasons why he might just be like, you know what, I'll just take another plea. Because he knows he's going to get his ass chewed up in court. I believe that, this is what you want. You want the FBI to put the defendant in a position to where they're begging for a plea deal. Because the case needs to be that airtight. And you need to have them shaken to the core. They should not feel confident going into a criminal matter from charges being brought forth from the FBI investigation and them having some hope that the state cannot meet their burden or the prosecutor. So when people say the FBI believe in having an over 97, 98% conviction rate, they want it one way or the other. If they get it through a trial hearing and the jury, renders the verdict, or being able to at least put the person in a position to where a plea deal, even if it still includes prison time, is still better than going through trial. That's how airtight you want that case. So when I say don't lose hope over the FBI investigation on Lil Super, don't lose hope. Let them do what they need to do the right way. And that way, when they do, decide and they're ready to drop an indictment on her, that the case is so airtight, she will not be able to get out of it, even with a plea deal. So this is what you want. You want the FBI to have them begging for you. Please give me a plea deal. Like, you want that. So you can see other documents that were filed. They had filed a motion in limine. They had filed this proposed voir dire. This is kind of like questions that you will ask the jury when you're selecting the jury. Both parties get to sit down and ask questions to the jury to help weed out and select the jury and weed out those that might potentially hurt their case one way or the other. So that was filed. So Lacy had gotten this far with his case where, of course, you get a jury trial as a criminal matter, but this is how far they had reached. They had a witness list, exhibit list, more motions and responses, lots of status conferences, status updates, more motions, lots of things. And then you see here, filed and entered July 30th, description not available. So I'm just going to kind of go through some of the documents. I'm not going to read them all. And what I will do is make all of these documents available to my members only. So make sure you grab a membership if you want to see and read through the documents that I was able to obtain from Pacer. And the first one here, and I'm going based on the date filing. So this is going back to August 15th of last year, almost 1 year to date. And here was an order that was filed. So basically, he appeared before the court once the indictment hit and all of that. And then they had set a court date. The original plea, of course, that he rendered was a not guilty plea. The bond was set for $10,000. I don't know why it would be that low if you're talking about non-bankruptcy charges. But either way, so I don't know if Lacy I've never looked at his criminal records. I don't know if he has ever been in trouble with the law, if he's ever been charged or had criminal charges hit him, but more than likely, you get a bond. Um, if the judge and the court doesn't see really a reason to deny it, kind of like P Diddy, his bail request got denied again today, or most recently for the third time. He's a danger to society. Like, he's known for tampering with witnesses. So those types of moves makes it harder for the judge to want to grant, a bail. Because if you do things that go out and you end up having, witnesses harassed and bullied and threatened and all this other stuff, it destroys the confidence that the judge has in you as to whether you should be out on bail in the first place. It destroys that confidence, especially if you have a record, if you have a laundry list of other criminal activity you've, participated or facilitated. They're not going to want to let you out on the street. So best thing to do is, if you got an issue, go to court. Go to court and duke it out in court. That's where it belongs. So this is, like I said, in order from this appearance here. Got bond. And then you have, this is called a designation sheet for criminal proceedings. This is kind of standard. You guys see the FBI seal there. Judge Thomas M. Durkin is the judge. You guys see felony. Boom. So, of course, his name, issue arrest warrant, no. In custody, no. I don't think he was in custody. And of course, they didn't have to issue a warrant for his arrest. When he was indicted, he went to court on his own, accord. So then they have some questions that he typically ask on here regarding the indictment information that supersedes one or more previously filed indictments or informations. Yes. So they have a superseding indictment, which is kind of what I've been predicting and saying, because like in the instance with Keith Freeman, he was named in the FBI subpoenas as well. So even though they originally indicted him on bankruptcy, they could add on charges based on the FBI investigation that's still ongoing, dealing with Dalton and Thornton and that former mayor. So best way to get ahead of it is, you know what? I'd rather just have a plea deal. In Keith Freeman's situation, he was a whistleblower, so that was, to me, just kind of to be expected. What's irritating about this is that Lacy knew that he really didn't have a chance of surviving the charges that he was hit with, especially if there were additional charges added and they dropped a superseding indictment. He probably would not really have a chance to, beat the charges in court. And of course, the FBI doing their due diligence, they want a 98% bare minimum conviction rate. So they're not going in it to play any games. So why he took this damn long, I don't know. But you guys can see here, does the indictment or information charge 15 defendants or more? Is no. It's just him for this particular indictment. What is the most severe level of offense penalty in this indictment or information? And of course, it is... if you go back to the indictment itself, each of the charges are numbered. So does the indictment or information charge a felony offense? Yes. List of statutes that they have here that they're citing. And then, of course, got the assistant U.S. attorney, contact person's phone number. So that's kind of standard. This is just a docket entry. Like I said, I'm not going to read them all. But you can see just the unnamed entries on the summary are these docket entries. So this is April 23rd of 25. And he acknowledged the superseding indictment, waived the formal reading. So basically, they didn't read the formal, the charges, the indictment charges itself into the case on the record. So they just kind of waived that and accepted the, and acknowledge that the charges are there, and it is what it is. He could still, at this point, I think he had still pled not guilty, but reading of the charges is basically acknowledging that the charges exist. It's not saying that you're guilty of it. So, enters a plea of not guilty. There you go. He entered a plea of not guilty as to all counts against him in this superseding indictment. Motion to withdraw his attorney is withdrawn. Mr. Pizeski is appointed to represent the defendant through the Federal Defender Program. So basically, court appointed. He told the court he's broke as hell. He cannot afford his own attorney. And I think if he couldn't really afford his own attorney and he saw the charges and the indictment, he should have tried to come up with a plea deal long before now. But it's better late than never, pillow top ass. Better late than never. All right. So this is the proposed voir dire questions. And this is basically what they were going to ask the jury. So this helps to kind of weed out, any jurors that might really hurt their case that they're presenting to the court. And this is the questions from the defendant. So this is the questions that Pillow Top Ass's attorney would have asked the jurors while selecting the jury. And it's like, all these questions are just kind of irrelevant. Me just skimming over it. Basic stuff. Have you ever been a victim of a crime? Like, what does that have to do with him? No, but he's been charged. So what does that have to do with anything? Like they ask, what is your main source for news? What do you mean? That what they're trying to get at when they ask stuff like this? Do you know who this guy is? And if you do, to what extent? Because let me remind you all, Super chose to go viral on her own accord. And because she brought a lot of attention to the village of Dalton. Actually, if you've weaponized your law enforcement, Lacy being the punk ass he is, bent to her will, then of course you're going to get caught up in a lot of things. And then of course it's going to be reported on. So what they want to be able to do is to get the jurors that that will be at least the most impartial, because you can't block the news from everybody. But there are people who may not fully understand and know what's happening with, him or Freeman individually. They have just kind of an overview of because of their connection to little girl, but they might not really fully have a grasp of who he is. So, the best you can hope for is that the person's honest, and then, they can look at the situation fair and impartial, and not go based on their feelings and leaning one way or the other because of outside influence. But I mean, who doesn't watch the news? That's why I said some of these questions is just like, weird and unnecessary. Everybody watch the news of some sort. All right. So the next document here is kind of a motion in limine. Motion in limine is saying you want the court to add or remove something from the case. I believe this motion in limine came from the defense. This is Lacey's motion in limine. No, this is the government. This is nope. This is the government motion in limine. Okay. Well done. It's 27 pages here. Like I said, I'll upload everything to the members only channel, but you guys can see here they got exhibits. Ooh, exhibits. The Declaration of Bank of America officer and or custodian of records. Oh, man. Y'all can see some statement pages, signature card, debit card, credit, stuff like that. I'm not going to. They got a T-Mobile bill in here. Other information in here. So I spread through that because I saw some addresses stuff. I just didn't want to put that out on the public platform, but I will have all of this uploaded to the members only channel. And then we're going to go over to their preliminary exhibit list. This is the government presenting its exhibit list, of course. And oh my God, it is 12 pages. Yeah, look at all this. Exhibits is basically the evidence that they were able to gather in the investigation. And you have 12 pages. God, this is something else. 12 pages of exhibits. Lacey fucked up. I think we can all agree to that. This is the evidence that you don't see now. See, you understand why the FBI has to do their due diligence, because when they do their due diligence, Lord have mercy, they come in and they don't even play around with it. 12 pages of exhibits. Really, technically, yeah, 12, because it starts on page 1 and it goes all the way down. Okay, 10 pages out of 12. 10 of the 12 pages here are exhibits. This is something else. Yo, oh my God. Well, we'll ask whatever happened to Lacy trying to change his name. I'm trying to get some of y'all comments in as I go, because I can't see the comments when I'm reading the document. Adobe is weird like that. Woo, child. What was that? Trying to change his name? I don't know. When I looked at the case on the Circuit Court of Cook County website, Googled his name. I had to go by his name because I didn't know about case number. I didn't see anything, so I have no idea. But I mean, it wouldn't do any good if you tried to change his name, because at the end of the day, he was all over the news. Everybody said his name and put a name to a face all over the news for at least what, 3-4 good years, at least leading up to when he was so-called fired and indicted. So you're talking about a good 3 years of being in the news where people knew your name and know your face and know how you look. So I don't even know why he would want to do that. That would be a dumb thing to do. It would be a waste of money and the court's time too. And you want to talk about frivolous? That's frivolous. That's frivolous as hell. I want to change my name. We already know who you are. People can point you out in a lineup. What the hell? That's how weird Lacey is. Just don't think about shit. But you know, wow, someone was very naughty. I know. Hey, Sonya, how you doing? Hey, Vivian. Oh, if I can get one of the moms to drop Vivian's YouTube channel link in the comments, I would appreciate that. Make sure you guys hit that like button. 55 people watching. Come out them bushes. Just stay in it. Just hit the like button. How you doing? How's it going? Jeff said Lacey needs to purge himself because the prison system really needs him to be there. I guarantee you, if he lied on that financial affidavit, the judge is going to go ham. And guess what? Guess what? If you lie intentionally and deliberately to the government, they can revoke the plea deal. They can reject the plea deal because he lied like hell on that financial affidavit. No different than lying to the FBI to their face or to the judge to their face. You're making these statements under the penalty of perjury. Part of the affidavit comes with a verification statement, and you basically agree that the statements you make are true and genuine to the best of your ability under the penalty of perjury, blah, blah, blah. You get it signed, dated, and notarized. So, seeing that he was capable of being charged with bankruptcy fraud, where he lied about his finances in 9 different counts, trying to dodge the IRS as well, and trying to dodge judgments that had been issued against him, he went out and tried to weaponize, bankruptcy laws to try to avoid paying out a judgment. Someone sued his ass. Several people have him sued already, but these judgments are going through the court and they're being, rendered against him. And yes, he had to pay out some heavy money. So he tried to avoid doing that by trying to claim he was bankrupt. Well, bankruptcy doesn't cover, judgments from a court. So if the judge orders you to pay $20,000 for something, you can't file bankrupt thinking that's going to get you out of that judgment. That's not how that works. That's why I said I love it when people don't know how court works, yet they want to sit here and talk about they know laws. Okay. Yeah, we're all paying attention. Oh, man. This is something else. Y'all, this is good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. Make sure y'all hitting that like button. Hit that like button. Let's keep this video up in the algorithm. Why are the feds barely catching up to him? He's been doing bankruptcy fraud for decades. Yeah. The indictment is indicative of that. So, thank you, Saint. Thank you for posting up Vivian's YouTube channel. You guys go check out her content there. And yeah, no, they finally caught up with him. I think they went back about 10 good years in the indictment. So it was a lot of fun to read. Make sure you guys check out my video on the indictment itself. It's something else. He got like 9 counts. So yeah, they're not ignoring. They just came at once and hit him hard. Hit him hard and hit him heavy. Let's see. So yes, this is the exhibit list. Oh my good Lord. Evidence of bankruptcy fraud. I mean, demonstratives. You have these series here. 900 series, other records. So something that wouldn't fall under these categories. And then you have demonstratives. That's kind of more like visual stuff, like tables, graphs, charts, magazines or something like that. Got EIDL records. Woo child. Public records. Yeah, of course. You got marriage license, driver's license, passport, car registration, things that, that might be available to the public. Records for USAA Bank. Oh my God. Y'all, 10 whole pages of exhibits. See, Lacey, this is what happens when you screw so many people over and break laws and decide to become a soulless demon. This is what happens. You get investigated and the FBI can generate 10 good pages of exhibits against your dumb ass. Oh, I'm loving it. It's called karma. This is something else. I don't have any sympathy for Lacy. Zero sympathy. I give 0 fucks about him. This is exactly what he deserves. And he's trying to now get out of it at the last hour by trying to change his plea. So, man, these exhibits are something else. Woo child. Yeah, let's not lie to courts about your financial situation. Please don't do that. You can sit here and say what you want on videos, but guess what? Videos can be an exhibit in a case if need be. So don't go on YouTube talking about I'm rich, got this, I got that, I got houses, I got this. Then you go to court, Your Honor, I'm broke as shit and I can't afford my own attorney. They're gonna be like, y'all pull that screen, that projector over there down, pull it down. Give me the remote. Press play, please. Yeah, okay. I'm sorry, you just told me you broke as hell. What's this? You bragging about all the shit you got. Why not sell all of that and buy you an attorney? Oh man, that's why I tell people the way people are on YouTube, I can guarantee you, good or bad, they know they will not be able to get away with some bullshit in the court of law. You cannot go to court treating it like it's a YouTube channel, and YouTube is not court. So you can pretend to be big, bad, and bold, but one thing you can be humbled through is by having to go to court and face a judge, because they see through the bullshit. Judges see through all of that. That's what matters at the end of the day. So here's the government's witness list. So they had witnesses, y'all. These are people they were going to bring in and have them testify and all that good stuff. Potentially. They're required to present the witness list, but they may not always utilize the people on the witness list, depending on how the case is flowing. Because certain things just kind of come up and might be unexpected. And you never know. I mean, this is reality here on Earth. Honestly speaking, things can happen to people. So let's say, a couple of witnesses end up having to go to the hospital, get surgery or something. They cannot come in and testify. They may or may not be used, depending on how strong their, testimony is going to be, and the evidence that they may use to introduce, the exhibits they may use to introduce as, evidence through testimony of the witnesses. I'm tired. I'm sorry. Tongue tied. So they weigh the options of that. Sometimes it, gets to a point where they might not be able to call all these people in and have them testify, depending on what's what's going on. But the fact that, you got what, 4 good pages of a witness list, plus the 10 pages of exhibits. And let's not forget, testimony is evidence. Testimony from the witnesses, either party, is evidence. So this is the government's proposed voir dire. So I showed you all the defendants' voir dire. This is the government's. So these are the questions that the prosecutor would be asking the jury in the jury selection. And there's a huge difference between the government's questions and the questions coming from the attorney representing Pillow Top. Big difference. Big difference. So this is just me glancing over it, but you guys will be able to read that separately. Government's response to the defendant's motion in limine. So they had filed the motion in limine to have something basically removed from the case, but if it had gone through, I think it did, and the judge denied it. They made the argument, what they're asking us to remove out or for you to not consider is something that is pivotal to one of the reasons why he found bankrupt in the first place. And that was the information related to a judgment that he had to pay out. So you want this court to remove one of the major reasons why he fraudulently filed bankrupt. He was trying to avoid paying this judgment. And the defendant is sitting here talking about, yeah, can we please take that out and ignore it? No. What do you mean? No. Out of here. So, if it was something that was not really relevant to the case, it'd be one thing, but that's directly relevant to the matter. You kidding? So you guys see here. I think this is the last page. Man, this is the one about July 30th. You guys see that here. That is the most important. This is a docket entry. This docket, I will read this one. This docket entry was made by the clerk on Wednesday, July 30th, 25. Minute entry before the Honorable Thomas M. Durkin as to Louis A. Lacy. Telephone status hearing held on July 30th. Defendant intends to proceed with a change of plea hearing. Now see that? Defendant intends to proceed with a change of plea hearing. The pretrial conference set for August 20th, 25, and the jury trial set for August 25, 25 are vacated. You can't make this up. Lacey, it took you long enough, you pillow top ass piece of shit. Oh man. I love it when our plan comes together. This is so sweet. It's like the sweetest vindication for everyone that Louis pillow top ass Lacy has ever wronged, treated like shit, disrespected, falsely arrested, cost a couple people's lives. All the nonsense he was supporting with his former boss. All of the constitutional rights and protections he infringed upon with free speech and expression. Boy, this is like the sweetest vindication ever. This is, once again, proof. He realized the case was so airtight, between 10 pages of exhibits, the witness list, the charges being brought, that the state would be able, the prosecutor would be able to definitely exceed the burden of proving beyond a reasonable doubt. This would have been a criminal trial, it's a criminal matter. They got to prove beyond a reasonable doubt, and they would have blown that burden out of the water. It probably would have got to a point where the judge is like, all right, I get it. Jury, can you all just go ahead and deliberate? Point proven. You got it. You got it. No one's debating you anymore. That's how airtight that case would have been. And he was stubborn as shit. Look how long it took for him to do all that nonsense they filed, all that hard work, drafting up questions for a jury. You know how difficult it is to type up a motion in limine? I know, I've done one. This shit ain't easy at all. You got to do the motion, then you got to do the memorandum to support the motion, and you got to cite case law and court rules, and you know, all kinds of things. The law itself. You got to cite a lot of stuff for it to be even acceptable. Because otherwise, the judge will dismiss it if it's not even drafted properly. It has to be formatted a certain way. It's crazy. Oh man! So there was a hearing that was set. The pretrial conference, also referred to as PCC, and the actual jury trial hearing that he had coming up on August 25th. Y'all, it's August 5th. He did this on July 30th. He made this decision to change his plea within the last wee hours of the night. He had one more good month to go. And he decided to change his plea because he knew that jury trial was going to tear his ass up. Oh man, I feel so good. That's why, I don't mind being up a little late. Oh man, this is just too good. They were gonna tear his ass up. And then, I really didn't have the opportunity and the time to really try to check up on what was going on with the hearings itself. So the fact that they were this close to a jury trial, y'all, pre-trial conference, that was on the 20th, trial hearing on the 25th of this month. He just wakes up on July 30th and on a Wednesday, because it's Wednesday. Yeah, I think I'm gonna change my plea. I want to change my plea. Now the question is, will it still include some prison time? That's the question. Will he still have to spend some time in jail or in prison? He'll be going to prison. So that would be the only question I would want answered at this point if he's given a plea deal. So they had the number and the access code to join. Throughout the hearing, each speaker will be expected to identify themselves for the record before speaking. Counsel must be in a quiet area while on the line. Please be sure to keep your phone on mute when you are not speaking. Persons granted remote access to proceedings are reminded of the general prohibition against photographing, recording, and rebroadcasting of court proceedings. Criminal court matters are a lot more stringent. Civil procedures, you can, as a member of the public, you can view the hearing. You can't record it still because you would need the permission of the chief judge in an order. It has to be in an order where you're able to record it. But as some of you all learned today, there was a court hearing that occurred with Ryan, and a couple of people were able to go and log in and watch the hearing. But it is illegal to still record it without the permission of the chief judge for these criminal matters like this on this caliber. No, they don't play them games. You cannot record that here. So violation of these prohibitions may result in sanctions, including removal of the court issued media credentials, restricted entry to future hearings, denial of entry to future hearings, or any other sanctions deemed necessary by the court. The government's oral motion to exclude time is granted without objection. Time is excluded through September 12th, 25. This is beautiful. He is changing his plea. So what happens is when you change a plea, you get a plea hearing to change that plea on the record. And then from there, I think they may decide, with sentencing. But this is just beautiful. He changed his plea. All right. So they got some federal rules of procedure for civil and criminal matters down below. That's pretty much it. That's all for Pillow Talk. So now we're gonna slide over. I'm gonna get some comments in. We're gonna slide over to Freeman. Because he's weird too. Hold on, make sure I got that one up. Okay. What's going on? I don't see. Okay, let me Close this one out. Close all. Okay. I'm trying to pull up the thing on screen and it's still giving me Lacey. Ooh, child. This is something else. Oh boy. Thank you all so much for tuning in. 54 people watching that I can see right now. Number might be higher or lower, depends. But please make sure you're hitting that like button. Somebody said LNC is live. Is he? Oh man. I catch his video when I'm done. Charges can be elevated since it shows a pattern of criminality. Jail time for the ex-cop. That's going to work out well. I know, right? He isn't going to fare well in prison. Yeah, they still have, part of the plea deal is you got to serve some time, bro. Might not be like 12 years, but still got to do 3 or 4. It's going to be something else. So y'all know I'll be looking out for that. I want to see the sentencing. That's what I want to see. Karma will always find a way to come back and smack you in the ass. Okay, that is the absolute truth. LNC is on right now talking about their loss in court today. I hope he has some iron undies. Oh man, that's gonna be something. Oh Lord. All right. Let's see here. I'll make sure I got up the right one. Okay. I don't know why it keeps doing this. So this one is for Keith Douglas Freeman. I'm gonna zoom in on that so y'all can see. Oh man, this is something else. So I expected this with Freeman. I'm gonna be completely honest. I did expect this with him because he, besides being a whistleblower, I told you all he's not the type that looks like he's ready to go to prison. He's not gonna last. Plus, he was named in the FBI investigation dealing with his bestie that's now in a whole new state in Georgia. Just hiding out, I guess. I don't know what else. So as you all can see, this is a summary for Keith Freeman, case number 24-CR-00191. All defendants, USA v. Freeman, date filed April 15, 24. Date of last filing was June 10, 25. So that was like a couple months ago. Lacy did his in the last hour. He waited almost 1 good month before his trial here. So as you all can see, the summary here: indictment, designation form, case assigned, notice of attorney appearance, description not available, docket entry, basically notes, pretrial bail report, the bond, those things I couldn't pull up, but man. And then of course you have the date of entry here with this change of plea done on June 10th. So he did this a couple months ago. And then of course, notice of attorney appearance. This is what he's been granted as well from the court. So court appointed. Oh man, let's get to it. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. I do not want to hold you off forever. This is epic. I'm just savoring in this shit. I'm just savoring it all. This is just sweet, sweet karma. Oh my God. All right, I just want to make sure I didn't miss anybody's comments. Let's get to it. So this is a notification of docket entry, and I'm going in the order of when these documents were filed. So of course, this is going back to last year, April 24, 24. And this is, of course, him entering his plea, his initial plea. He appeared in court, represented by counsel. The government advised him of the charges pending against him in the indictment. Defendant acknowledged receipt of the indictment, waived formal reading, and entered a plea of not guilty to the indictment. Of course, the government defendant agreed to certain conditions of release. He was put on bail. I don't see his bond. Defendant's order to be released after processing. Status hearing was done on June 5th, 24. That's when him and his attorney, I think that's the day his attorney came out talking about, yeah, they're just doing this because they're trying to get next to Tiffany Henry. No shit, Sherlock. FBI's been doing that for decades, since its inception. It's a method that works. If it's not broken, don't fix it. It still works. You see what happens. Push him to the point where he changed his plea. So, oh man, this is awesome. Favorable evidence under Brady need to have only some weight and include both exculpatory and impeaching evidence. This is something else. All right, so let's go on. Like I said, this is stuff is going to be, I'm going to upload their documents separately into 2 separate videos so you guys can see them separately. This is another notification of docket entry from December 4th, 24. Now, look at this. I want y'all to pay attention to this. Minute entry before the Honorable John F. Ness as to Keith Douglas Freeman in-person status hearing held on 12/4/24. Defendant's presence was waived at the request of defendant's counsel. The parties report plea discussions are ongoing. Y'all, this is going back to December 4th of last year. Oh, how do you go in talking about I'm not guilty, and then a few months later, the plea discussions are ongoing. Y'all, this is going back to December 4th. See, this is what I meant when I did the reading of his indictment, that if he's going to be a whistleblower, it's kind of expected for him to come with a plea bargain or a plea deal, because he knows he's been named throughout those subpoenas and his so-called companies. So he was going to catch it either way. And of course, his indictment was going to be a superseding indictment. So he already knows, okay, if I take the plea deal on the charges that's presented to the court as of right now, since the FBI has not dropped any indictment charges against Tiffany Henry, then they can only sentence him based on the charges brought forth to the court, because there's any potential charges from that investigation that would have to be done separately. So this is something else. I know he knew he had it coming with that, but it's not like they can't convict you of a whole new set of charges if they wanted to. If they want to indict you on a whole new set of charges, they can. This is dealing with his bankruptcy. So anything that comes from their investigation where he's named in all of these subpoenas, related to Tiffany Henry, they could charge him with those, whatever comes out of that investigation as a separate indictment. But he's like, you know what? Let me just go ahead and get this out of the way. Especially if he was cooperating, which is what he decided to do after a few months of sitting around and playing with it. So they had a in-person status hearing set for February 18 of 25. That was early this year. Defendant's presence is waived at the next hearing. Government unopposed or motion to exclude time was granted. Let's go over to the next document. So he had already started working out a plea deal. So this next one was on February 18th from that status hearing. The parties report plea discussions are still ongoing. The next in-person status hearing was set for April 9th. So, woo child, let's go on to that one. As you all can see, here's one from April 9th. Defendant's presence was waived at the request of defendant's counsel. Parties still report plea discussions are ongoing. The next status hearing was set for June 10th. Let's go to this one. This is an appearance of counsel. So he was given a court-appointed attorney, basically. And basically kind of just in order of entry. So here is the last docket entry for Freeman, June 10th, 25. And here you go. Minute entry before the Honorable John F. Ness as to Keith Douglas Freeman. In-person status hearing held on June 10. Defendant's presence was waived. Parties reported that defendant is prepared. Here it is. Prepared to enter a change of plea in this case. So all these months going back to December 4th, they had been, discussing a plea or some sort of plea deal because he, was a whistleblower, and they allowed him to, continue working for the village. You got to cooperate with us. We say, give us this information. Don't act as if you don't know how to use a laptop, because they can always reject the plea deal if he even thinks to lie to these people or thinks that he does not have to fully cooperate. So you see it here. June 10th, he was prepared to enter a change of plea in his case. Accordingly, an in-person change of plea hearing is set for August 12th. Y'all, that's in 7 days. That's next week. What's the day? Monday? Tuesday morning? It's Tuesday morning my time. Yeah, that's next week, Tuesday. At 10:30 a.m. Y'all see that right here. So the change of plea hearing is set for August 12th, 10:30 a.m. The government will submit a draft of the plea agreement. There you go. Plea agreement to Judge Ness at proposed order Ness. And then they got his email by 8/8/25. So on August 8th, someone please remind me. Oh man, this is so beautiful. Keith Freeman was a piece of shit as well. Someone please remind me to get a copy of this if it allows me, if it's not restricted, to be able to go into Pacer and to pull this plea agreement. That is going to be so juicy. Oh man. So this is on next week, August 12th, under 18 USC 3161H7 to serve the ends of justice. Excluded time will allow the parties the reasonable time necessary to finalize plea negotiations. Such delay outweighs the interest of the public and the defendants in a speedy trial. Man, you can't make this up. You cannot make this up. So next week, Keith Freeman got his change of plea hearing set. It is an in-person appearance. So the court is not for play, Keith Freeman. Don't get in there and get dumb. All right. Boy, I smell something just coming down the pipeline, hard and heavy upon Tiffany Henry's head. Oh, man. Keith Freeman had to cooperate like hell. I mean, once again, I'm curious as to whether he's going to still end up having to do some time. But I don't know what the plea agreement includes here, but this is something else. Y'all, this is something else. Good job. So that's it. Those are the documents. Y'all saw it for yourself. They are changing their plea. Oh boy. Yeah. I hope it does include jail time either way. All right, y'all got some questions? Aside from how long is it gonna take for you to put this stuff up, Lady Luck Club and members only, John? Yeah, give me to Wednesday to go ahead and get this stuff recorded and posted up. I still got the Shannon Sharp lawsuit that I meant to have, recorded and posted up as well. Lots of goodies in the members only channel. So much goodie. Oh my God. Court appointed. What did he do with all of his ill-gotten money? Exactly. And then, of course, Keith Freeman still owes the Village of Robbins, unless he's paid that off. He owes them over 90 grand for alleged theft of wages. So he got paid for hours, I guess he claimed he worked when he didn't. And it totaled up to be over $90,000. And this is with the Village of Robbins. So I covered that as well in the indictment. So the fact that he owes a whole village, a local municipality, 90 grand, I don't know. What are they doing with their money? That's the same thing people gonna be asking about Tiffany Heath. What the hell she do with all that money she earned? Plus, the girl basically lived without really having to pay major expenses. I highly doubt she paid rent or mortgage. She never paid mortgage. Highly doubt she paid rent like that. She had a car allowance. She got paid what, well over 300,000 from two salaries. She had a car that she didn't have to, like, as far as her vehicle, her mode of transportation. Siggy had his that she bought. So it's like she had a lot of income coming in. A lot of ways she either utilize money to fund her lifestyle, like, purchasing wigs and shit that we all know are in budget reports. So I'm not making that up. She tried to lie about that. But, think about it. All that money saved from her not having to buy a wig. That helpful wore wigs like it was nothing. So, and then expensive wigs at that. So you think of all the money she paid out to her beautician hairstylist, who ended up on the payroll of Village of Dalton, which is laughable to me. But that's money she didn't have to pay. So she either found some shortcut to avoid paying someone and use tax dollars to do it, or she was incentivized to the point where she really didn't have to pay bills like that out of her own pocket. So yeah, very interesting. They take all this money and do whatever the hell, and it is what it is. So, and you guys know I go based on what I read in court documents. So if I say that she misappropriated some funds for specific things, it's because I can point to it in a court document. Like her taking $10,000 from Thornton Township, putting it into a fake cancer charity scam. That's proof that she misappropriated that fund. $10,000 was misappropriated. Based on the definition of the word misappropriated, that's exactly what she did. That's also why she got hit with basically a cease and desist to stop collecting money for that scam. So, the audacity of her. You gonna sit here and transfer $10,000 to this fake scam you got going? Girl, stop. Just doing stupid stuff. This is good stuff. I can't wait till this to turn with the feds. I know, right? We all waiting. Yeah, man, exactly. He's not a whistleblower. He turned snitch. There's a difference. Yeah, probably. He knew he wasn't fit for prison. He knew it. He's like, hell no, I ain't going to prison. And you think about all the things he's done, just like with Louis Lacy. He was the chief of police. All the things that he did to people while they were in, custody and detention, that was just flat out wrong. Of course he's gonna go to prison with a target on his back. That's not even me trying to, say that I want something to happen, but it's just the reality of it. You don't believe me? You can watch many, many videos of former cops going to prison and what happens to them and what they got to endure in prison. They help people, they help put people in prison. So yeah, you're gonna have a whole lot of mad ass people up in there. But yes, that's all I have here. Thank you all so much for tuning in. It has been a long day, but I am so glad I was finally able to get to this. This was so exciting to see. And I'm gonna have them both, the documents for Freeman and Lacy, uploaded in 2 separate videos, and it'll just be no commentary with it. And you guys can read with some music in the background if you want, but it will be there. Give me the Wednesday to do that, and I will have that uploaded. Man, this is something else. Thank you all so much. I appreciate all of you all. We didn't meet our target today, but it's okay. I always, it is what it is. So you guys make sure you check out the description of the video for the Dr. Squatch products. We are partnering with them. I do get a commission on sales, so consider buying some soap or deodorant or something. Kids going back to school, got teenage boys, buy some Dr. Squatch soap for them. Tell them I said it's on behalf of Lady Luck Club. You're welcome. But just check out the products that'll be tagged in the video for Dr. Squatch. Get you fresh and clean. All right, that's all I got. Y'all make sure you guys hit the like button. Feel free to comment below and share this video. Share it with everybody, because I want this to stay in the algorithm, because people need to see this. And you guys take care. And I'm gonna try my best to go live tomorrow, but I definitely will be premiering a couple videos. Umar Johnson is a clown. He got on video today and said some dumb shit. So we're definitely gonna cover that. And I'm going to cover Hood Horror's series that he has done on Nature Boy. Because codes. All right. So you guys take care of yourselves. Have a good evening. I don't see anything coming through in the chat. I don't know if it's frozen for me, but make sure you guys take care, and I will see you all in the next one. Lady Luck Club out. Deuces. Good night.